And it's Friday, you know what that means. Back with full body workout, just hitting each of the body parts a little bit to get us primed to get some rest on the weekend. So we're doing an incline bench press. So just a little bit different variation to the flat bench press. Here we have about 135 on plates plus another 30 on the dumbbell, so about 165 pounds. So typically you incline a little bit less than you bench. So not too bad. It's about right. We're just doing as many reps as we can, keeping our form strict, using our leg drive properly, getting that weight up. Looks pretty good to me. So we'll just change to that on Fridays, just to add a little bit of variation. Here we're gonna do some skull crushers into a closed grip bench. So excellent workout for the triceps. I haven't had any tricep specific exercises in the routine, so decided to do some skull crushers. Felt really good. I'm not quite sure how I want to arrange everything in the bar and the rack for safety yet, because when I get to the so I want to do a superset of these where I do skull crushers and then a close grip bench. But the way I hold the bar, as you see right now, is a little bit close to the rack, so it's not ideal. You see me bumping into it. Overall, the workout feels good. It feels really solid, and I definitely feel it in my triceps and my chest. So it's really good for Friday. It's not too high intensity, but I'll have to think about how to load that properly to get skull crushers and close grip bench supersetted well. But something to look forward to in the coming weeks. For back, we have some barbell rows here. Form looks pretty good. We're just gonna drive our elbows back straight. Right, we want to load in our legs, not rounding our back. So head up, pulling the bar up, and our elbows back. So that looks pretty good. That looks pretty solid. Felt pretty good too, so it's good to see that in video. From here, we're going to do some sumo deadlifts. I like the sumo versions because it feels a little bit easier on my lower back. So we're going to come down. Looks pretty good. Maybe I can go down a little bit more on the sit down a little bit more on the butt to get a better range of motion. But the form looks pretty solid, like at least an 8 out of 10, I would say, just because my head's up, my lower back is flat and not rounding the back. So I think that's just a function of how thick these bumper plates are, but that's something I'll look into going forward. But overall, it feels pretty good. So from there, we're gonna do some dead hangs. So we're just going to do a couple dead hangs. Deadlifts are a fantastic exercise. Definitely in my top 3 favorite exercises. So I'm pretty exhausted by the time I finish those. So I do some deadlifts, nothing too intense. So I tell myself anyways. It gets pretty intense towards the end. So we're going to do 30 seconds twice for each exercise with a 30-second break in between. So I do a pronated grip, then I do a chin up grip, and we're just going to hold at the full arm length position for 30 seconds here as well. You don't want to be a complete dead hang though. You want to engage your core. You don't want to arch that too much, and you want to engage your shoulders properly so that you're they're active and they're not just hanging totally 100% from the bar, because that could really be uncomfortable. It might hurt your shoulder. So from there, we're gonna do a pull-up grip, but at the elevated position. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull up and hang. So this is also 30 seconds. For these, I'm using a little bit of a more difficult grip. Here you see my thumb is not wrapped around the bar, so that makes it a little bit more difficult. If you're just starting out doing these, I'd recommend doing more of a hook grip, where you wrap your thumb over the bar and you kind of grab onto it, and makes it a little bit more stable. But this makes it a little, but that sometimes can hurt too. So just kind of pick what works for you. And then here we're going to do the reverse. We're going to do a bicep chin up grip, and we're going to hold the top. And let me tell you, by the time we get to this exercise, it's burning in those forearms. Like, it's really, really tough by the time we get here. And I hate doing these, but they feel good after I finish. So that's how I know they're good for me. So I'm definitely going to be adding these and keeping these in my regimen. But you see me struggling, you see me coming down, but I'm still trying to hold as much as I can, and then I can't, and then we finish up with 30 seconds. So from here, we're going to do some towel hangs. So we're going to have one arm on the bar, and then we're going to have one arm hanging from the towel. So these were hanging for about 15 seconds. So once we finish that, we're going to go right away. We're going to switch sides. So we're going to bring the towel to the other side, and we're going to hold on, and we're going to hang off the bar with the other hand. So we're going to go 15 seconds twice, and by the time we finish that, I'm struggling. So working on grip and forearms, definitely something that I try to do a little bit more of. I found that rock climbing is excellent for that, if you're into that at all, but otherwise we'll work with what we have. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up with some core exercise, and that is gonna be it. We're gonna do some resistance band pull downs, and then we're gonna do some kneeling paddle off presses on both sides. I'm gonna keep the core workout a little bit shorter, just to take a quick break and keep myself fresh, and then when we find some new workouts, whether it be for any of our other exercises and body parts or core, we incorporate those as I see fit. So once we finish the resistance band pull downs here, we're gonna go right to the kneeling paddle off press. All right, we'll keep our form tight. It's our knees straight, squared with our body, shoulders back, heads up, and we make sure to keep our arms elevated and straight ahead of us. If they start dipping, if they start going to the right or the left, and we're doing either side, that's a no-go sign. So try to keep this form as strict as possible, and you're definitely going to feel it. So currently one of my favorite exercises as well, but that's going to be it, and that's Friday in the books, another week. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Subscribe if you want to get a daily reminder for your workout, but otherwise I will see you guys next time. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.